Marcus sent 200 emails last Tuesday. He spent 3 hours writing them. He cleaned the list. He hit send. 43 bounced. The rest? He has no idea where they went. His open rate says 12%. He thinks it's a messaging problem. It's not. His emails are going to spam. And nobody told him. Deliverability is simple. It's the percentage of emails you send that actually reach the inbox. Not sent, not delivered to a server. Inbox. Most teams track open rates. Open rates are calculated off delivered messages, which means if your deliverability is broken, your open rate looks fine, while your outbound quietly dies. The metric you're watching doesn't show you the problem. Here's what Marcus's send actually looked like. 200 sent. 43 bounced immediately. Of the remaining 157, roughly 40% landed in spam. His reported open rate is 12%. His true inbox open rate is closer to 27. He's optimizing the wrong number, and he won't know until he looks at the infrastructure, not the dashboard. When you hit send, your email doesn't just travel to an inbox. It passes through a series of checkpoints. Each one is a gate. Fail any one of them, and it doesn't matter how good your message is. There are 3: authentication, reputation, list quality. They run in that order, and they all have to pass. Checkpoint 1. Authentication. 3 records: SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. SPF tells the receiving server which servers are authorized to send from your domain. DKIM adds a digital signature that proves the message wasn't modified in transit. DMARC tells the provider what to do if either of those checks fail: quarantine it, reject it, or let it through. In 2026, all 3 are required, not best practice. Required. Gmail and Yahoo enforce this automatically. Miss any one of them and your email doesn't reach the inbox. It doesn't reach anywhere. Checkpoint 2. Reputation. Think of it like a credit score for your domain. Inbox providers track how recipients respond to your emails across your entire sending history. High open rates, replies, messages moved from spam back to inbox, those build reputation. Spam complaints, bounces, ignored messages, those destroy it. The dangerous part: once your domain reputation drops, it takes months of clean sending to recover. And while you're recovering, every email you send is suppressed. You're paying for sends that aren't reaching anyone. Checkpoint 3. List quality. This is where most reps do the most damage without knowing it. Bad addresses, invalid emails, contacts that haven't existed in years generate hard bounces. Hard bounces tank your reputation fast. Spam traps are worse. These are addresses that inbox providers plant specifically to catch senders with dirty lists. Hit one, and your reputation takes a hit that takes months to undo. A list that looks like 200 prospects might have 70 that are actively hurting you. Verification before you send isn't optional. It's the minimum standard. Marcus's first instinct when reply rates drop: send more, double the volume, reach more people, cover the gap with quantity. This is the worst thing he can do. A sudden spike in send volume from a domain that's already struggling is a red flag to every spam filter watching. It reads like bot behavior, and it accelerates the reputation damage that was already happening. More volume on a broken foundation doesn't fix the problem. It buries it faster. New domains and new sending addresses need to be warmed up. You start low, 10 to 20 emails a day, highly engaged contacts. You build slowly over 4 to 8 weeks. This trains inbox providers to recognize your domain as a legitimate sender before you hit volume. Most reps skip this entirely. They set up a new email, load the sequence, and blast at full volume on day 1. The spam filters see a new identity sending at scale and treat it accordingly. The warm-up isn't bureaucracy. It's how you earn the right to reach the inbox. Here's one Marcus never thinks about. If he's sending from a shared IP, which most entry-level email tools use, his reputation is partially determined by every other sender on that IP. One bad actor on the same shared server generating spam complaints? Marcus takes the hit. His domain didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter. This is why dedicated sending domains matter, not just for volume, for isolation. Keep your main domain clean. Send outbound from a separate domain with its own reputation. Before anything else, check your authentication. Go to MX Toolbox, run SPF, DKIM, and DMARC lookups on your sending domain. Free. Takes 3 minutes. If any of them fail, that's your first fix. Nothing else matters until authentication passes. SPF fails most often because someone added a new sending tool and never updated the record. DKIM fails when it hasn't been rotated since it was set up 3 years ago. In 2026, you need 2048-bit keys minimum. Fix authentication. Then move on. Once authentication is clean, check your domain reputation. Google Postmaster Tools. Free. Shows your domain reputation score, spam complaint rate, and authentication compliance directly from Gmail's perspective. If your score is low, the fix isn't sending more. It's sending less. To a smaller, more engaged segment, and letting the positive engagement signals rebuild the score over time. Reputation is a long game. There's no shortcut. But you can stop digging the hole deeper right now. Never send to an unverified list. Run it through a verification tool. Never bounce, zero bounce, kickbox before every campaign goes out. These tools catch invalid addresses, known spam traps, and high-risk contacts before they damage your domain. Hard bounces above 2% are a red flag to every inbox provider watching. Verification keeps you below it. A list of 1,000 verified contacts will outperform a list of 5,000 dirty ones every single time. Last one. Protect your primary domain. Don't run outbound cold email from the same domain as your company email. Set up a sending subdomain or a separate domain entirely. Any negative signals, bounces, complaints, spam traps, stay contained to the sending domain. Your main domain stays clean. Your internal email, your inbound, your brand reputation, none of it gets touched. It's the simplest structural decision you can make. Most teams skip it until something breaks. Marcus's problem wasn't his copy. It wasn't his targeting. His infrastructure was broken and nobody was watching it. Deliverability is not a marketing problem, it's a plumbing problem. Authentication, reputation, list quality, all three have to be maintained. All three degrade if you ignore them. The inbox providers aren't your enemy. They're just checking whether you've done the work. Do the work. CRM Plumber.